Alrighty, folks, we are going to have one of those adult conversations. You have undoubtedly seen a few videos where Millennial Mike spins me up and gets me all hot and bothered. I hear that Beth wants to go on a little bit of a mini rant, so I'm going to sit back and listen
All
and
right.
turn it over to you. How you doing, Beth?
Okay. Yeah, so I got a little fired up the other day when I was watching your video with Millennial Mike, and I love those videos, by the way. They're one of my favorites, where he looks through the comments and gives you things to react to or videos to react to, and I think that's so much fun. And I was watching one of those and I was just like, stop it. I actually commented on there. I'm like, people just need to stop it. And I don't normally do that, and I'm going to keep this. I don't like to rant publicly, so I will try to keep this civil, of course, right? But I see this thing that's just really kind of disturbing to me, where people are getting too obsessed with when is the market going to crash? When is it going to correct? Exactly when, because of why? And, I think that that's the wrong question. I want people to stop obsessing about that. Don't. That's not, it's important to be aware of fluctuations in the market and be educated. But I think that that is the wrong thing to be focusing on if you're looking at real estate investing. I think people can go down that rabbit hole as an excuse to do nothing. If you want justification to do nothing, there it is right there. And if you want to do nothing, fine. If somebody doesn't want to invest in real estate, don't do it. I love it. It's been life changing for me and for many people that I know, like yourself included and everyone else on this channel. But if it's not the right road for somebody else, okay, that is fine with me. If somebody doesn't want to buy a house, fine with me. I'm never here to try to make somebody buy a house who doesn't want to buy a house. But if people want to invest in real estate, it's important to be aware of the market, but to spend too much time obsessing about when and how and exactly all of that, it puts you in the wrong mindset, where the investors that I know are, what we do is we look at what's happening right now. How can we make it work for us? The mindset is about, well, first of all, it's an abundance mindset and not a scarcity mindset, and looking for opportunities in every market. And I know I sound old when I say this, but I bought my first house in 1995, and it was $125,000 in Seattle, in North Seattle.
And
And
what were you making at that point? Because again, they're going to be 125, and you're like, she's old. It's not that, but they don't realize you were making peanuts. What were you
I don't
making? You
know,
think?
maybe $30,000 if I was lucky. I don't know. I
Yeah. It
got
wasn't
paid
much.
hourly, I think $15 an hour. I
Yeah.
house
So
hacked.
yeah.
So, I mean, my rent was $900, and I moved into that place. No, my rent was like $750. And I remember I moved to that house, and the mortgage was $900. The interest rate was like 9 or something like that. And I got a renter in the basement paying $500. So then all of a sudden my cost went down. And so, but I remember back then everyone was complaining about, oh my gosh, it costs more than $100,000 to buy a house in Seattle. How are people ever going to afford to buy it?
Yeah.
And some narrative of that has been happening all these years later, and it varies. And so, and I was there for big crashes, little crashes, everything in between. Does it require you to change your strategy? Yes. If you want to be aware of things in order to change your strategy, I'm all in support of that. And I don't think people should blindly just throw money in regardless of what's happening in the market out there. So I know I'm probably going to get attacked in the comments, but I just want people to know where I'm coming from. Is I'm not telling anybody they should buy a house if they don't want to. And I'm not saying don't be aware of what's happening in the market that could impact your returns, but do not use that as an excuse to not do anything, or to be, if you wait long enough, eventually the market will go down. You'll be like, see, right? Well, it's like, meanwhile, it's like we've been buying all the time
Yeah.
and still making money. Are there some years where maybe you'd go down instead of up? And yes, that's completely fine. I'm in it for long-term invest. I'm not flipping. I think flippers need to be more mindful of short-term
Yeah.
circumstances, because you can get caught with your pants down and be in a really bad situation. But I'm not that. If somebody's looking to invest in for the long term, it really doesn't matter whether things go down for a little while or not. It's about payment, making sure you're not under, if I'm in the black every month on every house and the value goes down a little bit, whatever, it's almost like I don't pay attention to that on a day-to-day basis. It's not what's
Yeah.
important in the long run. So, and we were just talking in the previous video about a vacation rental home that I purchased in 2017 that has, doubled in value since then, in the 5-6 years since. So, it's about long-term outlook, and I'm in a market that happens to appreciate a huge amount, and I can use that to move chess pieces around. So appreciation, I believe, that's another hot button issue. Let's just hit them all right now, but I think appreciation does matter.
Keep going, Beth. Keep going.
If you use it as a tool to further your goals, I'm not living off of that appreciation, unless if I was going to sell something and pocket the money at some point, I would do that. But it ultimately comes down to cash flow. And if you're bringing in the cash flow every month, so what if it goes up or down? And if you're waiting on the sidelines for something to go down, the thing to remember is if it goes down, it's for a reason. If it goes down because the economy is not good, then that's going to have its own challenges. If it goes down because interest rates went higher and the market goes down, let's say, then you're buying at a higher interest rate, and then you have that challenge. So I know I'm all over the place here, but there's lots of reasons why things don't happen in a vacuum. Market goes down, you're going to have to deal with the negative side of that. It's not just all positive. It's like, oh, everything is great, and now the prices are lower. No, it's like something happened to drive those prices lower.
Yeah. Having been on YouTube now for four years or so, consistently growing a channel, I think there's a couple of things I've come to realize. First and foremost, if you want to be a content creator and grow really fast and quote unquote make a lot of money, you have to be negative. You have to be scary. You have to create doom. If you want to be someone who's trying to change people's lives, right, and tell people to do the work, that's not a great recipe for growing. Nobody wants to hear do the work, or at least very few want to hear that. According to this channel, 40 some odd thousand want to do the work, where doom is 300,000.
Right.
Second, it is very clear that creators, once they find their lane, they stay in it, right? The biggest Crash Bro gets about 4.5 million views a month and makes 80 grand.
Yeah.
Why would he change? Why?
Would not.
80 grand a month. Why? That's almost $1 million a year. Why would he change? He has no incentive to change.
No. Every incentive not to. You've got to keep that narrative.
It's
going. Working. It's a business that's working, and we can't control what he does or what anybody does, but people can control what they see. I blocked a bunch of people, even ones that were the OGs that I really liked for a long time. I'm not going to call anybody out by name, but I've hidden them from my feed because I'm protecting my mind space. I want to be around people like you and the others on this channel and others that are similar mindset that are looking about how can we get better every day. I want to get better every day. And going down the same reason why I don't watch news all day long or listen to it in my car is like, I don't want to get drugged down into negative things that are going to get in my way.
In real estate, there's been 12 or 13 years of reasons why we're going to crash. I'm just going to replay the last couple. So in 2020, it was going to crash because of everything going on. Where in reality, as we shared on this channel, it was the second best year, with only 2010 being a better year to buy a home. It was mathematically the second best year ever since 1970. Okay, so now let's go to 2021. Remember what happened in 2021? 4.3 million people in forbearance. It's going to be REO 2.0, blah, 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 blah. What we shared on this channel, you and me many times, is no, they're doing it differently. You can go on a website and click forbearance, and then they'll do 40 years, and they'll do silent seconds. And lo and behold, less than 1% went to distressed sales. So you can just go on and on. Rates are up. It's going to crash. No, that just means transactions are going to fall. And again, what did we do on this channel? We told them that transactions would crash 40 to 50%. We called it early, and we were right.
Yep.
They've never been right about a price crash. We just got the update from Redfin yesterday or this morning. It's down a whopping 2.3%.
Yeah.
2.3%. Oh my God, I am glad. And oh, by the way, it's down 2.3%, but your payment is up 11. Boy, I'm glad they saved you from that. You can't make this stuff up. It's crazy.
All we can do is work with what we have right now and try to make wise decisions based upon the information at hand. That's going to work, and doing the work. It's not sexy to do the work, but man, that's what
nobody wants to hear.
What's working is working.
Working is working. Yeah.
Work, people.
At the end of the day, if you want permission to do nothing, you can go somewhere else. That's not
Yeah.
what we're about. Do the work. And to me, it's get a buy box, look at it 20 minutes a day, then move on. Then do it again
Yeah.
tomorrow. And the next
And I
day.
want to
And
help
the
those
next day.
people that want to be helped and are eager to learn and do better.
Yeah. It's so
You
fun.
know? Yeah,
It's so
that is
fun.
the most rewarding thing, and that's what it's all about. So I would just want to encourage people to not just step back a little bit, maybe take a little breather from those things and just know that it never changes. I would think I would know by now if it was ever going to change. It's been 25, 30, I don't know, decades. Never changes, people. Never.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wish everyone the best and the most success, even those people making those other channels and stuff, but just try
I've
to
had to
think
block him
about
too. I
what's
just
that?
had to. I've had to block him. I'm on Twitter now.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people I blocked. It just there's a guy that keeps screaming, "Hey, look at this chart. Average income with average price. It's got to crash." I'm like, "Hey, moron, we don't buy houses with cash, you idiot. This is not how it works. That's not the
Yeah,
formula."
what's the interest rate? Yeah.
Exactly. No, you can't make
Yeah,
this
and that's
stuff
the
up.
other thing too, is if people have a narrative they need to further, you can easily look at information and cherry pick what you want to further that narrative.
It'll never
So,
stop. 80 grand a month says he's never stopping.
yeah, why would you? I mean, I can't
80 grand? Yeah, I
fault
don't know
him
that
for
I'd
doing
stop.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hadn't looked at that in like 6 months, and I went back and I was just like, even just the thumbnails alone are just like, oh, I just cannot. Just the look on the face, and the flames and all that stuff, and I'm like, come on,
Yeah.
just no.
No, just no.
So
Folks, you
just
got to block that stuff. Let's do the work.
think about what's going to further you and make you. If you could fast forward 10 years from now and talk to yourself today, what would you want to be doing today?
Absolutely. Beth, again, something we do here is you have graciously offered to help people if they were looking to buy or sell in other markets to tap into your top 1% market. So if they want to get a referral or connection in some other market, how do they get in contact with you?
Oh, that's so great. So I'm here in the greater Seattle area, but I have a fantastic network of people all across the US and even a little bit beyond there. So if anyone wants to get connected with a fantastic agent, feel free to reach out to me at bethtraversogroup.com or just stop in to say hello or find me on the Facebook group. I'm happy to chat with people and I really enjoy doing that. So
Awesome.
thanks.
Thank you so much, Beth. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you. You too.